Welcome to day 3 of trying to make $100,000 starting from $1,000 in Farming Simulator 22. We got a good amount of rest under the stars here in our little mowed area in this forest. No one chased us off, that's great. So today our goal is to start doing some tree trimming since we now have our wagon. We're going to go back to those customers and see if those clippings still need to be cleaned up from the last couple of episodes, and probably do a couple of more mowing jobs. We also need to figure out a way to get those clippings into our wagon so that we can sell those as well. We're trying to compound our work, so not only are we making money from the service we're providing, but also from the leftovers of that service. So what's our plan for today? That's the question. We have our wagon. To pick up the clippings, we are going to need a shovel or a rake or similar. So let's head into town and see what the situation is with those. And I think we can go this way. We'll have to try to remember exactly where our spot is. Might be hard to find, or hopefully we may have enough money by the end of this to not have to camp in this particular spot. It's a beautiful morning, a couple of deer running around. Can't complain. I do think we're gonna have to do a couple more mowing jobs to really get past that part of our journey, but that's okay. I don't mind mowing. It's nice and peaceful, and it pays pretty well around here based on our previous jobs. Here's the lovely town of Griffin, Indiana, about 7:38 a.m. We started a little earlier because the days just seem to fly by, and we really can't run out of daylight. As we go along here, I'm just going to keep my eyes open for opportunities to pitch a mowing job to somebody. Now, outside of town, these farmhouses, I suspect they're going to have their own mowing taken care of, so I'm not going to bother with those until I have maybe a different service to sell them. Now, we haven't really discussed whether contracts are on the table for this playthrough, and I think that they may be eventually, but I think it will require some relationship building within the town because we're brand new here. We don't know any of the farmers, but I suspect that at some point, we might have an opportunity for a farmer to hire us to do some work. But also, I don't want to break the process of, coming up from nothing, from 1K to 100K. And I do believe we do have a rule where we cannot lease equipment. So that would mean we couldn't borrow any equipment to do the work, which means it would be a much, much later in the series thing. Once we have our own equipment to do the work with. I think that makes a lot of sense. This yard looks pretty tall. Let's go ahead and stop in. It's pretty early. Looks like they have some kids. It'd be nice to get this mowed up and out of the way for the kids. And we do need a little bit more cash. Yeah, this looks like a good job to start our day. Do they have any trees that need trimmed? That's really what I want to get into here. Let's look around this side. No trees here. Maybe we'll skip. Maybe we'll just try to do some tree trimming jobs today, because I think those will actually go a little bit faster than the mowing, which would be nice, and they have the bang-on effect of getting to sell the wood. There's some trees back there that look kind of promising. We'll have to take a look, keep our eye out as we go. Let's see. That one looks okay. They do have a couple of limbs that are getting close to the house there. That might be worth looking into, but we don't have a ladder or anything, so we're gonna have to be careful about that. Mostly need to do small work for now. We're almost to the store where we can kind of make our game plan for the day, and then I think we'll come out and try to pitch some tree trimming work. Here's a interesting lot. Is there a house back there? They definitely need some trees taken down. Yeah, that's exactly where we'll go next. Let's pop over to the store first, though. We're still doing pretty good on gas, thankfully. It'll be a sad day when this runs out. Here we are at our favorite place, the place where we get new toys to play with. No new toys yet, but I do want to see how much a shovel or a rake is. A shovel would be nice because we can load grass clippings into our wagon. A rake would help us just spread them out. But let's see, I believe we have one or the other. Down to, I think is it under the chainsaw category? No. Oh, we do need one. Oh yeah, we don't actually have a way to do tree trimming yet, do we? No, we never bought the axe. Okay. So that's what we have to do. We do have to do some mowing. Unless we can get somebody to pay us up front. That's probably what we'll do. Now, I think tree trimming is probably worth quite a bit more than mowing, so we'll be into making a little bit more money. But I think I'm going to try to secure the funds for the work before we start the work so that we can come get an axe. Now, let's look at miscellaneous here, and we don't need those, but I did pass a shovel. $26, not bad. So that's an option. Don't want to tap ourselves out just yet. Let's go back over to that house we saw with all those overgrown trees, and we'll see if they need any taken down. My guess is that they might. There's also quite a few trees here along this empty field and this road, or the railroad track actually. Wonder if the town would pay me to clean some of that up. Maybe. Something to think about. Let's hop over here. Yeah, this definitely needs some cleanup. Maybe some of those saplings can come down. They might want me to mow it as well. Let's see if there's a house here, or if it's just like a garage situation. Wow, look at the deck in the back of that house. Is that a pool? They've got an in-ground pool. Wow. And a trampoline. Fun backyard. Okay. Well, this is certainly not what I expected, but it kind of makes sense for the lot. Let's see if anybody's home. Looks like somebody tried to mow. Nobody's home. This place almost looks like maybe it's been abandoned. There's a container back here. Really shouldn't be wandering around in somebody's backyard, but I don't think anybody's here. There's a container here. It looks like really hasn't been well taken care of, and there are definitely some trees that could be taken down. I think what I need to do is go to the city and ask them about this property, because if it's abandoned, they might let me clean it up, which would give me a good project to do for the day, or maybe even a couple of days. So let's see if we can go find someone to talk to about that. What's the address here? Let's double check. Okay, what a nice backyard there. I think this up here is the town hall. Should be able to find a clerk or something. They can tell us about that property. We could also knock on the neighbor's door, but my guess is that it's like a foreclosed property or similar, and maybe the city is taking it back. Let's pop in here and see what they have to say. Oh yeah, this is definitely where I need to be. Let's get our mower parked somewhere reasonable. Maybe not on the sidewalk. Yeah, we'll go ahead up here to the parking lot. We need to look like a real good, upstanding citizen here so that they are willing to hopefully give us some work, just like a real car. All right, wish me luck. Let's go see what they have to say. And today is our lucky day. They actually said that is a property that the town has repossessed after the previous owners left it abandoned, and that they do need help cleaning it up. This is a small town. They do have like a street department and stuff that will mow, but since we caught it before it got bad, they said that if we can clean it up, they'll give us $700, and we get to keep all of the wood, grass clippings, all that kind of stuff. $700 sounds like a very good deal, and like it will really get us started on our journey to the next phase of this thing. It's going to take us a few days, though, probably, to get it completely done. So we might have to, go back and forth and work on it. But today we can start by mowing it. But the problem is we still need another $20 before we can start chopping trees. So we got to figure out how to make that $20. Let's see if we can find a small mowing job to do on our way, because I don't want to waste much time today. I want to get started on this property, but we shall see. Hey buddy, you got anything I can do for $20? No, he's not interested. He's just going to find a horse to ride, I presume. This house looks really nice. Really, really nice. And what do they have growing back there? That almost looks like an actual crop. That's interesting. So here we are at the house. Let's see. They did say that I am free to clear away the junk, but I don't have to. Let's see if there's anything we can maybe sell for $20. Well, right there, that's worth at least $20. So we got a jack. There's a bike up on the roof. Probably sell that for 10 or 15. Couple of barrels, wheelbarrow, gas can. Can't get in there, it's locked. Got a grill, that's actually in pretty good shape. And then we have a mower, which we don't need, so we could actually sell this. So it looks like It might even be a battery-powered mower. So that would be maybe a good option to make a quick 20 bucks is to sell some of those items. There's that. This thing. I don't know what that is. Yeah, okay. Let's grab this jack. Let's go down to the store and see if there's anyone that wants to buy it from us. All right, so it took a minute, but I was able to find someone down at the store who would buy the jack from me, and I spent my $50 on an axe. Now, the city said that they didn't want to get rid of all the trees, but that they wanted it cleaned up. So I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to take down this little small one. I don't know if I can cut it with the axe or if I'll end up needing a brush cutter. Oh, looks like I can. There we go. Clean that up. No wood to sell, though. Too small. This one here can come down. Hopefully it doesn't land on my mower. Almost did. Actually, totally did. No, it didn't. All right, so there's that. Let's see what else we can take down. This one looks kind of unhealthy. Let's see. I don't know that we'll get any wood out of it. It might be a little too thick for our axe, so we'll leave it for now. Let's see. What about this guy? Let's see if we can take him down. No luck there. Let's see. What else should be removed? Got one of the big ones over there. That looks pretty good. Got this one. Probably. Oh, that's a pretty tree. I don't want to take that down. Maybe we should take one of the ones that's crowding it. Maybe this guy here. All right, let's start processing this. Need to get it delimbed a little bit. Oh yeah, we got lots of limbs we can sell here. It's gonna be lots of little pieces. That's good for us. A lot more work, but that's okay. As long as we get to sell it. Let's drag these out where I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Get you out here in the open where we can process you later. Or maybe now. We'll see. We do need to get those bushy parts off of there. There we go. Quite a lot to this tree. I can see why loggers don't really do much with these types of trees. It's a lot of little branches and stuff to take off. Woof, that one almost hit me. And there's that. And let's just take this whole end off here. If we can reach it, we might have to bring it down a little bit lower before we can do that. Let's try this. There we go. We're making progress. And this is going to be, I think, a really good amount of money for us. Not to mention the big payoff from the entire project at the end. That's going to be great. But I think we're going to make decent money from the wood itself, because we should be able to sell this somewhere. I haven't actually looked where in town this gets sold, but is it raining on us? Oh, well, I guess we just work through the rain. All right, we can't fit much in this wagon, so this is our first load of wood. That's our pile of wood from the first tree. Actually, the second tree that we cut down, but the first one that we processed. Let's find out where exactly we can sell this at. We need to find wood and hope that there's somewhere in town that actually buys wood. Miller's Sawmill. Let's see, where is that going to be at? Hopefully it's close. Not looking great. Also, I might have a bit too much wood in here. So let's go ahead and fix that. Let's unstrap and take this out. There we go. We might have to just take maybe these two. They're pretty hefty. It is not liking that either. Just a bit too much weight, I think. So we'll have to keep moving. Where's Miller's sawmill at? Looks like it might be a fair distance away because I'm not... Oh, actually, it's not. It's right over there. Perfect. Well, let's see if we can manage to get this this load of wood off to the sawmill without it exploding spectacularly. It really is struggling with these logs. That's okay. I think these are about the biggest ones we're going to have to deal with. Let's go see what we've got. And you'll note that we're actually in the negative at negative 16. For this playthrough, that doesn't count. That's vehicle running costs, which I'm not really counting. So we'll add that back in at some point. Eventually, we'll have enough money that those small amounts don't matter. But for right now, we will give ourselves back $16 at some point. Unless, if these logs pay us out enough, we won't worry about it. But effectively, for the purpose of this playthrough, we are at $0, not negative 16. I think we're gonna actually make it over here to the sawmill. I thought it might explode before then, but looks like we might make it. Keep moving, keep moving. If we stop, it really starts to go sideways, quite literally. So let's see how much we get for these 2 logs. I bet it's gonna be like $5. That would be hilarious. Let's see. First time selling wood. Don't explode. $174 for those 2 logs. Holy moly. Okay. I think our mowing days might be firmly behind us because that is a significant amount of money. And again, I think we got hit with some running costs, but that's okay. We'll account for those. Oh, actually, we didn't get hit with any other costs. It's just I had negative dollars, so the 174 became 157. Perfect. All right, so we know what we need to do. We need to get these trees sold, and we might even be able to get some upgrades by the end of the cleanup. We do need to mow as well, and there may be a couple more trees, maybe 1 or 2 to take down. And, this might be a multi-day project, but we do have that big payoff from the city coming. $700 is what they told us. So they didn't pay us anything up front because we're new in town. They don't know us. We don't have a proper company, technically. But they took a chance, and we're going to make sure that we don't squander that chance, because if we can leverage this into more opportunities to work for the town, we might not have to be knocking on doors anymore, which would be a nice upgrade. Now, we don't want them to find out that we're camping in the woods without permission. That would be bad for our reputation, so we have to be pretty careful. But at this rate, I think we might even be able to afford the motel. We'll see. Those were some big logs, so we'll see how much we get from these remaining loads. All right, the amount of money we're making from just this first tree is absolutely bonkers. We've got $919 in the bank, which is just more than I expected. And we've still got another tree we've already felled. We do have some cleanup work to do with the grass and things like that, but I saw that the store has a used wooden trailer. It looks old, probably like someone handmade it, but it's quite a bit bigger than this small little wagon we're using. So since that's currently the bottleneck, we're having trouble getting logs to the sawmill very quickly. I'm gonna go over here and check it out and see if it's gonna fit, if we can figure out a way to rig it up to pull it with the mower. If we can't, we'll have to just keep working with what we've got until we can upgrade in a more substantial way, but this would be a pretty big upgrade. All right, we went ahead and gave them the $800 for it. They did say they would gladly take it back and give us a refund if it doesn't fit. So here is the true test. Let's see if we can figure out a way to rig it up to this mower. It looks like the tongue is adjustable up and down, so that's good. And look at that. My goodness, this is going to be such a big upgrade. Now, I don't know. It doesn't have tension straps, which I think is okay for the size of logs that we're doing. Let's see here. I believe it will actually carry material. Not wrong. Let's look under here. Yeah, it carries material, but it doesn't have tension straps like our other one. Either way, I think that we can maybe sell this guy. Let's see what they'll give us for it here at the store. $348. Oh yeah, things are looking really good. Really goofy, but really good. Now we just have to get back to that property, and we should be able to haul off that wood much, much faster now with this trailer. So things are looking up. I think by the end of this, we're going to have enough to probably sleep in a motel room again instead of camping out illegally on someone else's property. Let's go ahead and get back over to our job site, and we will see how much wood we can fit in this wagon. Should be much better than what we had going on before, which was really challenging to work with. It was honestly just kind of jumping all over the place. I just can't believe the amount of money that we're making from this cleanup job. Makes me very excited to do some more logging as we get into some better equipment. Across the railroad tracks here, a little bumpy but not too bad, and then back over to our job site. We've got that first tree mostly cleaned up. We have a few stragglers there. Let's get those. And then we have the other tree, which is more of a straight trunked tree, so it should be a little bit faster. We might still need to take a couple of these trees down, I'm not sure. But we'll get these two done and then take a look at what the situation is at that point. Yeah, we're going to be able to hold way more wood in this wagon than in the other one. Unfortunately, we do not have straps, so we do just have to drop the wood in there and hope that it stays for us. We're pretty safe drivers, so I think we'll be okay as long as we don't get clobbered by the train coming by. Let's drop this one in here. We may even be able to fit some of the other tree before we have to take a load off. This is going to speed things up considerably. A lot. Very exciting. And the amount of money we're getting from this wood is just incredible. Oh, it's our first one falling off. Not too bad. Let's see if we can lodge this in here. The collision's a little weird on that particular piece, but yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get over to that other tree that we decided to take down. Now, we don't have a stump grinder, but they didn't say anything about grinding the stumps. So as long as we get this cleaned up, mowed, and get some of these trees cleared out, I think they'll be happy with our work. I hope they will be, because we're trying to build a reputation in this town. Here's our axe. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up a little bit. Some of these small limbs off. Let's see. We're going to have to cut them off. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to cut them off individually. I'm standing in a very bad location, but that's okay. Yeah, this tree is going to be time consuming for sure. Looks like. Gotta get each of these limbs off. Really shouldn't be standing under this while I do that. Oh, that was close. We don't need a hospital bill. Try to be safe here. Trying to get just to the main trunk here so that we can make quick work of that. But we do have to take each of these little ones off. Luckily, the skinnier ones don't take much time at all. Let it get settled down there before we walk up to it. There we go. Making progress here. Definitely making a mess on the ground, but that's okay. We will clean it up when we're done. I'm going to go ahead and get this tree cleaned up and loaded up, and we'll see how much money we end up with just from these 2 trees. And then we might be able to start getting into mowing, but we are losing daylight at this point. We're going to have to be careful about running out of time, but we can afford a motel room tonight, so that's fantastic. And we do need to spend a little bit of money on some food. We have run out of our initial supply purchase, so tonight we're going to have to spend maybe $15 or $20 on some supplies, some food, things like that, in addition to the motel room. So we're looking at about $75 probably. But luckily, we have it. And this job does not need to be done in one day. This job can be done over the course of the next couple of days. The folks I spoke to at the town really don't care. They just don't have the resources to do it right now themselves. So they were honestly kind of grateful for the help. Now, I'm not sure what they're doing with all the bigger stuff here on the property. We did sell one of the smaller items because they told us that we could carry off or get rid of, dispose of the junk sitting around if we wanted to, but it wasn't a requirement for the job, so that's good. Let's see how big of a log we can fit in here, and we're going to get this thing wrapped up. Well, we are starting to lose light, so we're going to have to call it a day, I think. We have made incredible progress today. We're at $1,420. We started with $1,000. This is the first time that we've surpassed our starting funds, and it feels really incredible to be making that kind of progress. I also really wish I could cut down this tree. It seems my axe is not strong enough. I'm just kind of looking to see if there's another tree we can take down tomorrow. Something that's, not in a good place. This little sapling here could go. Oh, apparently it's just a matter of finding the right angle. We're not going to make any money from pieces like this, but we're going to make progress on the job, cleaning cleaning the place up. That's really our goal, and we want to make a good impression here. We can't take that out either. So we're going to have to call it a night, I think. Tomorrow we will be back at this job and continue our cleanup. Maybe we could take out this tree because it does seem a little close to that one, though that's a good hammock setup. But we'll continue our cleanup. We have mowing to do. We don't really have the tools to get rid of the bushes, but maybe at the rate we're going, we might be able to afford some tools. Tonight, I'm going to head back to the motel and stop by the grocery store on my way, which means I'm going to be spending about $75 to $80, which will get us set up for the next day or so. And we'll have our motel room for tonight. I may look into weekly rates since we have a significant amount of money. And we also need to decide how we're going to spend this money once we're done with this, because not only are we going to end up with all the money from all the trees that we cut down, which there could be a few more, but we're also going to end up with $700 just for doing the job. So that's pretty exciting. As the sun sets, I'm going to call it here. This is the end of day 3. We have a little over $1,400 in the bank, and our journey to $100,000 is looking bright. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.